That's right. Get up, everybody, and sing. This is the 2025 AFA Week 8 wrap-up of your 2025 season. We're going to start off Louisville went to New York. What a crazy game. New York was up 10-0 at halftime, and the tires just flew off of this car. Louisville scores 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. Trey Regis, a 2-yard run. And then with a minute 11 left to go, Clayton Thorson, 8 plays, 75-yard drive. He hits Wap failure for the touchdown. 1 touchdown in here for Kyle Trask. 1 touchdown in here for Clayton Thorson. 46 yards on the ground by Regis. 59 by Sean Tucker. It was a game of punting, if you ask me. New York punter Brandon Hall had 8. Eddie Zaplicki had 6. Just wasn't a whole lot of offense in here. One of the most boring games of the season. New York drops to 3-4. Louisville improves to 4-4. One thing about Louisville, that defense, don't forget, you got A.J. Green and Trayvon Mullen on the corners. They're lighting it up right now. This defense is really good at 4-4. This team don't take too lightly. Frankfurt headed to Washington. Washington gets the win, 35-28. All knotted up at 14 after at halftime, 21-21 going into the fourth quarter, and just Washington outscored them in the fourth quarter. 2 touchdowns there. One of them is a pick six, 91 yards. Maurice Kennedy for the Americans. Tight end Caden Priscorn with a touchdown pass there with 1:06 to go. They didn't get the onside kick and they lose. Frankfurt now 3-5. Wolford 30 of 49, 405, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. C.J. Beathard had 3 touchdowns. Wayne Gallman 76 yards. He scored once. Kareem Hunt held to only 64 yards. Washington now 4-4. Glasgow went to Dusseldorf to play the Draken, and the Draken come out, or the Highlanders come out victorious, 36-31. They're now 4-4, and Dusseldorf is 3-4. It was 17-17 at half. Going into third quarter, Mike Badgley kicks a field goal. Isaiah Weston comes back, 18-yard catch, touchdown catch from Will Greer. KJ Hamler returns the kickoff, 96 yards. Glasgow comes right back and grabs the lead. They outscored Dusseldorf 9-7 in the second half, or in the fourth quarter, and they win 36-31. Jason Huntley ran 72 yards there with 1:19 to go to get them within 5. But it was over at that point. Will Greer for Dusseldorf, 22 of 35, 2 touchdowns. Jeff Matthews threw 3 touchdowns, 12 of 19. Mo Ibrahim with 116 yards on the ground, 27 carries. Jason Huntley, 112, 72 yards of that came in 1 play. He did fumble once. Cam McKnight, the fullback, had a touchdown run. Touchdown catches Tanner Connor and Chad Williams. I know Brennan Eagles was not loved after this game. Barcelona went to Orlando. Orlando comes in and gives them a shocker, 34-31. Barcelona was up 17-9 at halftime, but 15 points in the fourth quarter for Orlando changes that, and they go on to be 4-3. Barcelona drops to 4-3 as well. Bortles is hurt, so they went with Jacob Beeson, 3 interceptions, 3 touchdowns. Was not the answer. 387 yards. Desmond Ritter with a touchdown pass, 15 of 27, 206. Miles Gaskin, 19 carries, 101 yards with a touchdown. Philip Lindsay went for 2 touchdowns. Look at Desmond Ritter. 2 fumbles in here, but no interceptions. He did fumble twice. Don't know if they recovered them or not. 131 yards, Philip Lindsay. And Jake Bobo, 8 for 91. He got hurt. Briley Moore McKinley, Monterey Baldwin, and C.J. Dupree all with touchdowns and a losing effort. Pro Wells led Orlando with 5 catches, 70 yards. Hunter Bryant, the tight end, 1 catch, 32 yards, touchdown. And Orlando again 4-3. Hartford went to Memphis, and this was a shocker. Memphis was coming off a good victory. Hartford's up 14-7 at halftime. Memphis kicks a field goal in the third quarter, but then a safety. Memphis tackled Heineke in the end zone. Josh Blackwell with the safety. Then Memphis comes back down, kicks a field goal, thinking, all right, maybe it's over. But Gus Edwards comes back, and he goes 69 yards from Brandon Silvers, who was in a relief effort for Taylor Heineke. 31 seconds to go in the game, and Hartford wins 22-15. Hartford improves to 4-3. Memphis drops to 3-4. Hartman 226 yards, touchdown and interception. Brandon Silvers came off the bench, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Gus Edwards 2 touchdowns on 73 yards, 24 total carries. Xavier Gibson continues to have a big season, 8 catches, 107 yards for him. Moving on, San Jose went to Chicago. Frenzy get the victory, 34-31. Crazy game. Chicago's up 10-6 at halftime. Then they're up 24-20 after 3. But San Jose picks up 2 fourth quarter touchdowns, one from Elise Mack and one from Jawan Jennings. Both of them from former Notre Dame quarterback Jack Cohn. They go on to win. They go on to win 34-31. Shedrick Jackson, 44-yard touchdown pass from Flacco here with 36 seconds to go. But like I said, Jennings comes right back, and they score within 3 plays. Chicago's defense couldn't keep them off the board, and they dropped to 3-4. J-Rob's back this week. San Jose improves to 5-3. Moving on to Vancouver went into Albuquerque. Vancouver coming off of that victory last week. It was all knotted up at 7, but then a field goal in the second quarter from Riley Patterson. That sealed it. 10-7, boring game. But Albuquerque improves to 4-4. Vancouver drops to 1-6. They had one last week. Max Dugan filling in for the injured Mike White, 14-20, 208 with a touchdown. Jamal Williams, 19 carries, 81 yards. Foreman held in check, 1.8 yards per carry. Vancouver's defense is on the improve, we'll say. Rashard Higgins had the lone touchdown for the Whiskey Jacks. Moving on to Tulsa went to Portland. We didn't know what we were going to get. Tulsa coming off of that victory, but they come right back at 27-9. They improved to 3-4. Portland drops to 2-6, looking like Tulsa up 20-0 at halftime. And they kept going. They didn't fold up like times in the past when the Bandits haven't been able to secure victories. But Kyle McCord, 23-29, 213 yards. He was picked off once, but he did throw a touchdown pass. DJ Ugalele filling in for the injured Brandon Whedon with an interception. Corey Clement, 2 touchdowns in here, 92 yards, 22 carries. There's a trade in the works between Tulsa and New York. San Antonio headed to San Diego. San Diego gets the win, 38-31. I mean, they were up 31-7 at halftime, and San Diego got 3 touchdowns, or San Antonio got 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. John Ross, Dontario Drummond, Mason Tipton, all from Connor Cook to get them within 7, but that it was way too late. Bailey Zappi, 3 touchdowns, 17-20. He was on fire. Winston got hurt in here. Meon Williams, 61 rushing yards on 17 carries. I believe he was the rushing leader going into the week. Cam Akers was unstoppable, 149 yards. Preston Williams, 107 yards on 6 catches in a losing effort. Salt Lake City went into Toronto. Toronto had beaten San Antonio the week before, and we were looking at whether Toronto could handle someone like Salt Lake City, but in the long run, they don't. 14-10 after the first, 21-20 going into third quarter. Salt Lake City scores a touchdown in the third quarter from Tamori and Terry from Bajent. Greg Joseph comes back and kicks a short field goal. This is where the game changed. Had Toronto scored 7 here instead of kicking this field goal, it probably would have been a different game. But Salt Lake City stopped them inside the red zone. Jordan Howard got a touchdown to get close, but the 2-point conversion failed, and Salt Lake City went down, kicked a field goal with 1:04 left to go in the game, and that was it. They were trailing 29-28, but just too much time left on the clock. Salt Lake City and Fitzgerald, he's money. Tyson Bagent, 20 of 30, 392, 4 touchdowns and a pick. Chad Kelly, 2 touchdowns. He got hurt in here. Ethan Garbers came in, 10 of 22, 116 yards. He wasn't the answer. Jordan Kelly with a rushing touchdown. He did fumble once. Leonard Fournette, 18 carries, 64 yards. Scary Terry with 3 touchdowns. Leonard Fournette, even with a touchdown catch. Anthony Schwartz and Tyler Harrell, each with receiving touchdowns as well. Hawaii went to Salt Lake City, and this was a test for Hawaii because St. Louis was had been that spoiler team up until about this time. Perryman gets on the board first with Barkley, 12-yard touchdown catch. They're up 21-17 at half, and then they kick 2 field goals in the third quarter. Blair Walsh, 2 short ones. And, you kind of thought, wow, they should have come away with that 14 possibly here, and they only come away with 6. What's going to happen? And it left the door open for St. Louis. And they did put up 13 in the fourth quarter. Kenyon Drake and Robbie Chosen Anderson from Brock Osweiler. But Robert Tonyan comes back from Matt Barkley with 34 seconds to go. Barkley's on fire right now. They're 7-1. St. Louis drops to 2-5. Barkley 2 touchdown passes. Brock Osweiler 2 touchdown passes. Deion Jackson with a touchdown run, as did Kenyon Drake. Brashard Perryman, 8 catches, 128 yards, and a touchdown. He is the legit wide receiver number 1. Sacramento went to Calgary, 50-3. Sacramento opened up a can of ass whooping on them. 33-3 at halftime, 40-3 after 3. Sacramento look at those field goals by Jack Puzzlotsny. So Sacramento, 3 touchdown passes from A.J. McCarron. Bryce Perkins, 5 interceptions, 20 of 40. Might be time for Keydon Slovis or someone else. Dalvin Cook, 133 yards, 26 carries. Didn't score, but first week back after coming off of that injury, big week for him. 2 touchdowns for Chase Claypool. DJ Shark was quiet, 2 catches, 31 yards, but Antoine Wesley with the touchdown catch. Again, 50-3. Sacramento 5-2. Calgary still in search of their first victory. Now Birmingham this week, they were off, so they are still winless as well. Let's take a look at Stars. London's on top, 6-1. Followed by Orlando at 4-3 with Columbus, Barcelona, Dublin, Hartford, all at 4-3. Then your 4-4s are Washington, Louisville, Glasgow. Dusseldorf at 3-4 is behind the 8 ball. So is Memphis. So is New York. So is Frankfurt. And then Birmingham at 0-3. So right now, I think if you're going to get in, the cut line is definitely 4 wins. And that's not 100%. Just to get into the playoffs right now, you would need 4 wins. Taking a look at the stripes, Sharks on top, 7-1, tied with Salt Lake City. If you look at them closely, points for same. Hawaii's defense is slightly better. They're on a 7-game win streak since losing to San Antonio in Week 1. Toronto and Sacramento, they're at 5-2. San Jose, San Diego, and San Antonio all at 5-3. 5 wins is your cut limit over here. Albuquerque 4-4. Chicago, Tulsa both at 3-4. St. Louis 2-5. Portland 2-6. Vancouver Whiskey Jacks at 1-6, and Outlaws at 0-8. So that's a look at your conferences. Let's go through real quick with some stat leaders. Everybody got the league leader report this week, so I don't really need to do it in depth. Trevor Siemian continues to be just flawless. He reminds me of Brock Purdy. John Wolford, 24-55. He leads the league in yards. Your touchdown leaders, Bajan and Beathard at 21. Beathard's only thrown 7 interceptions. Look at Winston, 2 interceptions. McCarron, Barkley, 2 interceptions. Chad Kelly, all those guys are on winning teams and have only thrown 2 interceptions. Rushing leader, Kareem Hunt at 814. Meion Williams is 6 back at 808. Fournette, Foreman, then Fournette, then Melvin Gordon. Looking at your receiving leaders, Weineke's up to 74. Jennings and Nick Nash, same team for San Jose, 68 and 66. Jazz Ferguson coming on late here for Calgary. Might be in the trade. No, can't trade. Tamarin Terry with 54. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside with 54. Alex Wesley with 49 catches, your yardage leader. Jake Weineke at 1104. But he's not your triple crown because there's Alex Wesley with 10 touchdowns for London. Denzel Mims is a overpaid decoy. Tamarin Terry with 9 touchdowns, having a big season. Brashard Perryman with 7 touchdowns. Hunter Bryant leads all tight ends with 7 touchdown catches. Blocking, William Sweet's got 59 pancakes, only allowed 1 sack this year. Defensively, your tackle leader is Jack Sanborn. He's got 57. Jackson Sermone's got 50. I'm sorry, Sanborn has 60. Sermone and Dane Jackson, corner. That's a big number for a corner. Frenzy. He must be giving up a lot of catches. He's got 57. TFLs, Jalen Holmes with 11. Dylan Moses with 10. Jared Ivey with 10. Aubrey Miller the second with 10 TFLs as well. Ivy and Miller both on San Antonio. Your sack leader is Davin Van with 7. Chase Hansen's got 7 as well. T. Gray Scales has got 6 for the Corsairs. Interception leader, second overall pick in the rookie draft, Mello Dotson's got 5. He's tied with Bradley Roby from Salt Lake City. Vincent Gray from Dublin with 5. Justin Lane back in San Antonio, he's got 4. Josh Job's got 4. And Dane Jackson's got 4. So they're picking on Dane Jackson, throwing away from Greedy Williams. He's got 4 picks, but he's got 57 tackles. 39 catches allowed. Does that lead the league? No, he's second. So they're picking on Dane Jackson when you play San Jose. Bryce Thompson, he's allowed 38. Willie Drew, second-year man out of Virginia State, has allowed the most, 42 catches. So that's a look at your stats. Let's look at your the team schedules. So let's go through each of the teams here. Americans. They won their last one, snapping a 2-game win streak. They had 2 wins before that. Looks like they pair up wins and losses. Dusseldorf, that sounds good to Dusseldorf this coming week. Albuquerque's won 3 in a row. After losing 3 in a row, they had that's a tough task. Sacramento, hosting Sacramento. Owls, we'll see what Albuquerque has, see what Max Dugan can do. Tulsa, they've won 2 straight, snapping a 4-game win streak after that victory against Vancouver in week 1. I know they would really, really like to make the playoffs, so they might be doing some wheeling and dealing. Portland got off to a 0-2 start, then they won 1, lost 1, and then won another one against San Diego, 41-14. But then they dropped 3 straight to Sacramento, New York, and Tulsa. So, that Whedon injury is really hurting them right now. Wouldn't be surprised if Wendell Smallwood wasn't on the trade block. The Boars, 0-7. Not in it. 6 point, not in it. 5 points. So they've only had 2 games where they were 5 and 6 points from winning. So they haven't even been close. They had a bye this week. They come back and play Barcelona. Barcelona, I think, had a bye as well. So nothing easy going on there for Birmingham. No, they didn't. But Barcelona's dropped 2 since their bye after getting off to a 4-1 start. So that game against Birmingham is going to be powerful. Salt Lake City, they've been on a roll. Their only trip was to Sacramento in week 3, where they lost by 20. They head to Chicago. J-Rob's back this week for the Demons. We'll see what he's able to do. San Diego has won 2 straight after that unpredictable 3-game losing streak. I mean, they lost by 23. They lose by, 27. They lose by 23, 24. And then they come back and win. And it's like, it doesn't make any sense. So San Diego is trying to get some normalcy. We'll see how Toronto treats them. Chicago, again, they're playing Salt Lake City. They've lost 2 in a row after 2 wins. J-Rob, even when he was playing, wasn't an automatic victory. But I think if they can establish that run game, we'll get Chicago back in the win streak or winning ways. We'll see. Dusseldorf has lost 2 in a row. They've lost 4 of their last 5 after starting with 2 wins to open the season. Columbus has a 2-game losing streak, then had a bye. Carson Wentz, not 100% sure if he's back yet or not. I think he's ready to play, and they need him bad. San Jose, the spoiler, they won, lost, win 2 in a row, lost, won, and they have a bye. So looks like they don't play this week, which could throw that win-loss repetition out. Sacramento or Orlando started off with a 3-game losing streak, coming off a strong preseason. Have now come back to win 4 straight. Desmond Ridder playing well. That defense is playing well. We'll see what happens. Hartford's won 2 in a row, snapping a 2-game win streak. They're now 4-3 and still into this season, into the playoff race. Glasgow, all over the place. 2 wins. Then they lost 3. Then they won over Birmingham. That should have been a walkover. Then they lost to Salt Lake City. They come back and beat Dusseldorf. We'll see what they got up their sleeve for London. New York, they dropped this tough game to Louisville. Just haven't been themselves. 2-2 in their last 4. They had a 2-game losing streak. They play Frankfurt this week. The Mock, of course, are hosting or headed to New York. They're on a 2-game losing streak, and they've lost 3 of their last 4. Just haven't been able to get things. John Walford is starting to play better, but it hasn't translated into wins yet. Calgary, 0-8, coming off a 47-point debacle. Things just haven't been pretty. They have given up 40 or more in 5. They've given up 38 or more in 6 out of 8 losses. Good thing they have a bye this week. That defense needs Holton Hill to come back and help out on pass defense. Sacramento headed to Albuquerque this week, coming off that big win. We'll see what Claypool and DJ Shark can do against that Albuquerque defense. That defense is good. Charles Snowden. They got Brandon Facion and J.C. Jackson at corner. So we'll see what they can do. Planks are not a team. Reapers, they haven't done anything wrong since that 4-point loss to New York to open the season. Ever since then, they've been on a win streak. They got a bye. They play the Highlanders this week, who I'm sure they have something up their sleeve, the crazy scientist. Hawaii or San Antonio, big win in Hawaii. Then they lost to St. Louis. That should never have happened. Then they win 3. Loss, win, loss, and then they have a bye. So hopefully they can right the ship. 4 straight losses for St. Louis. I didn't think they were going to be that good of a team anyways, but 4 straight for them. And look here, Hawaii. Lose to San Antonio, but come back and just have been a force ever since then. Louisville with a big win over New York. They're headed to Orlando. This is a big game here with Orlando. They used to be divisional rivalries, and one day probably still will be. But the long and short of it here is the winner is going to hold a tiebreaker going into the playoffs. San Diego is headed into Toronto to play the Tundra. Tundra coming off that tough loss. They got wins against San Antonio. They got wins against Dusseldorf. They got wins against Portland and St. Louis. Right. Who did they beat? They lost to Hawaii. They lost to Salt Lake City. I think San Diego, this is a true test for Toronto. Put up or shut up. That general manager up there talks a lot of crap about them, the Tundra. They haven't given away a free truck in a while, have they? Whiskey Jacks, they got that victory. 7 field goals from Noah Ruggles beats Birmingham, right? But Hawaii this week, that's a tough order. Going into Honolulu, hopefully they can get a suntan. That's probably their best opportunity. 2 straight wins and then a bye for Dublin, the Wolfhounds. Yeah, man, 4-3. They already have their bye. They got to get Abe Smith back here soon. Memphis, they're headed to Dublin or hosting Dublin this week. But coming off of that 7-point loss to Hartford, they had beat Orlando. They lost to Dusseldorf. They got wins over New York, Barcelona. We'll see. They need this win. Wolfhounds and the Wolves both need to win that game. That's a tough game for both of them. Anyways, that's a look at everybody's schedule. Good luck in week 9, and we'll send you out with some. Scary Terry. Tyson. Offensive Player of the Week, Tyson Bagent. Dave Jackson. 6 foot. Pick 6. Michael Amuji. 2 interceptions and a sack against Barcelona. Well, we all know where that's headed. Right or wrong. But good luck in week 9. Thank you for tuning in.